All right. What's up, creepers? And Geekers Chris, the Atari Creep. How is everyone doing today? Let's switch screens here. Bippity bam. You know, I didn't even check to see if I was even on screen. I've had like 3 hours to set this up. Let me close this door. What's up, everybody? Hold on. Oh no. I got a little Pac-Man. He's actually part of a board game. I got the game back here. It's part of this fucking thing. It's actually a pretty cool game. We did a video on it. Wow, long ass time ago. I don't think the family's played it since, and we need to stop playing it a lot more. Oh my goodness, we got a whole bunch of peoples in here. Emma Jade, sup creep, how you doing? What's going on? Thanks for popping in, Emma. Genuinely appreciate it. Richie Skulls, what's up, my man? He says, yo, Mr. Shaw is in the house. Member of the Creep Collective. Creep, what's happening, Mr. Shaw says. Richie Skull says, yellow, everyone. Phantom Fiction, what's going on? He's saying, hey, creep, or they're saying, hey, creep. Yellow to you, Richie. Nice. So tonight's all about this guy, right? All right, I won't do that. I won't do that too much. So I got my phone down here watching it in the stream as well, because once I go into the pages that we're going to be looking at, I'm not going to be able to see the chat. So hopefully the phone is in sync with what you guys got going on there. It looks like it is. So I'm watching the replay. It's probably about 20, 30 seconds behind. But that's no matter. But before we get started, don't forget we got the Alzheimer's Association. I've been very lazy about getting started. Like, very lazy. I'm just not feeling it this year. I don't know why. I don't feel enthusiastic about it. I've lost 2 childhood friends this week, and of course Ozzy Osbourne passed away. That was announced yesterday, which is kind of a fun story for me. I know that's kind of a weird thing to say, but the first time I can recall ever hearing Ozzy Osbourne is the song Mr. Crowley, and I was right. Oh, you guys saw if you didn't see the video, here's a spoiler for my Ozzy tribute. I was in a dome that had a Sizzler ride in it, and it was a spooky setup. Spooky while listening to the opening to Mr. Crowley, you know? And then when I found out he died, I was in line for a Sizzler ride. So, I don't know why that fucking tickles me so pink, but it does. But God bless Ozzy Osbourne, you know? He means so much to so many people. Including me. And, I wish him well. You know, he people will sit there and say, oh, we'll never get any more music. Imagine what we could have gotten from them. And I don't look at it that way because I don't want to get bummed out. I genuinely say to myself, they were given the time that they were allotted to show what they needed to show. And I don't think they had any more in them. They probably did. But what I'm trying to say is their purpose has been fulfilled, instead of it being a loss, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, I don't know. What a sad thing, huh? It's all about the goat, the pack goat. Yes, absolutely. Hold on. He's like, bah. Sorry for your loss, bud. And man, Ozzy, yeah, Mr. Shaw. Thank you. I appreciate that. First of all, I was in line for an amusement ride, and my lady's like, hey, babe, check this out. She didn't say it like that, but you know, it is what it is. Mr. Crowley, awesome song, amazing song. Sorry for your loss, creep. Ozzy will be missed. Loved him. Little Nicky. Right? He showed up in so many random little movies. I know he was in Private Parts with Howard Stern. He was in the 2016 Ghostbusters. That was a weird cameo. But regardless, man, Ozzy, fuck, man, it's such a bummer. All right, let's start the stream. I actually have a list of things I'm going to talk about. before we actually, and at any time anyone wants to jump into a chat kind of situation, by all means, go right ahead. I will try to keep an eye on the I'll try to keep an eye on the chat, so I can respond to you guys in somewhat real time. But everything's going to go away except for what you see on the screen. So I will be looking down once in a while to see if you guys are talking. But before we got going, I wanted to bring this cat up, Puppet Brad's Gaming. Mainly because they reached out in my video about the Atari Pac-Man edition and said, hey, can we use some of your stuff for something that's coming up? And I was like, yeah, go right ahead. I don't think I put their link. Here, this is what we're going to do. I'll put the link in the live stream chat. There you go. We'll do this so you can see me doing it. Bam, there it is. I'll pin that motherfucker. Go check them out. I started scrolling through a few of their videos here. Of course, this here, which we will be watching very shortly, and this is the video they posted today in a premiere. I wish I'd seen it as a premiere. I don't know too much about them, but the dude seemed rad. And look at this channel. Come on, you can't tell me this channel doesn't look great. All right. So I'm just seeing the chat, so we got a little bit of a delay. So, Sequest, what a great game! What a great game! All right, so let's get into the nitty gritty. When you get a chance, go check out this channel here. They got 40,000 subscribers, and they're using my stuff. If you ask me, they fucking downgraded, but I really do appreciate it. If anything, I want to just say fucking thank you. I genuinely appreciate all that. All right, Atari X Pac-Man. Everyone's been saying Plus, but I just noticed this today, and even my thumbnail still says Atari Plus, because I made it early today, and I said I'm not going to fucking change it. Because I'm not going to change it. You know what I mean? So, let's look at everything that was announced and go over it in more detail, because there was some stuff that I left out, and some people made note of it, and I appreciate that for giving me the heads up, because more times than not, you guys know me, I don't I just take it at face value and tell you what I think about it. I don't go balls deep into anything. But let's check out all the new Pac-Man offerings from Atari, teaming back up with Namco. And I suppose at some point we should talk about the Atari Pac-Man game. You should already know how I feel about it at this fucking point. The sound is kind of in my intro. I got a lot of nostalgia for the game, and I like it. But we'll talk about that afterwards. So, here we are on Atari's website. This is just Atari.com, and I just clicked on the link that brings you to this page here. The Atari X Pac-Man collection celebrates the long history collaboration between Atari and Pac-Man creator Bandai Namco, in honor of the original video game romance that brought Pac-Man to home consoles for the first time on Atari 2600. We've infused every part of the collection with Pac-Man's style. It's fucking stylish. Including colorful ghost joysticks. I can't wait to talk about those. I don't know why, they're just joysticks, but a yellow Atari 2600 Plus console, an all-new Pac-Man game, and more. There's something for every Atari and Pac-Man fan in here. I added the in here part because I'm good like that. So let's just go over the offerings here, first and foremost. Let me look down at the chat. We have the actual console itself. We got a high score cartridge 7800 collection. We will go into each one of these individually. We are going to watch this first and foremost. And here are all the joysticks. We'll go through all this. We will also discuss, maybe not so much these. I'll talk about them briefly. But then we'll discuss the different packages and maybe see if it if it's worth it to any of us anyway. I just watched the video. I can't remember the name. Shoot. They were also debating on the cost of all of these things. As same with the video from Papa Brad there that we were just talking about. I believe, yeah, his video was focused on the cost of it. So let's watch this. I haven't seen this yet. I started to watch it on his channel, but then realized it was this, and I didn't want to, so I stopped. Let's watch it. I only have my sound at 50%. You should have watched this by now anyway. All right, I need to turn it up because I want to hear it now. So what I'm seeing here, I know it's all computer rendered. Sorry about that. But like the face of it doesn't look like it's. It doesn't look like it's a solid black. It almost looks like ebony, And maybe they are going for that kind of wood grain look, or maybe a brushed aluminum look. No, that's definitely wood grain. So that's made to look like ebony, I believe, or any other wood that may have been that dark or whatever. October 31st, 2025. I don't know. I keep going back and forth on this. I don't have any of the Plus consoles yet. So, I don't have any of the Plus consoles. So, would it be worth it, the extra $40 premium? I mean, it does come with the game, and that was one of the things people were telling me that I kept missing out on. It does come with the game. It does come with a cartridge that's got a couple of versions, including the original Atari Pac-Man. That we will, again, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Let me play it again. We'll play it while I'm chatting in the background. And I don't know. That's what it really comes down to. Is the $40 premium worth it to you? Who is this for? And I hate that question, but I think it's legit here. As far as I'm not trying to discourage. And I think that's the big difference whenever you say something like, who is this for? It depends on the motive of the question. But in all honesty, this is for a couple of different people. I would say this is for the Pac-Man fan. And they're the ones who are going to buy the whole bundle. It also better serves the people who haven't gotten one of these yet and maybe want something with a little bit of flair, like me. The other consoles are cool, but I just haven't really been in any rush to pick one up. And, of course, people who just collect everything, completionists, that kind of cat, someone who just wants to put it on the fucking shelf. So you can go, look at my Pac-Man Atari. Now let's use my real Atari to play the games. Anyway, that's how I would look at it. So Pac-Man's 45th anniversary. God, shit makes me feel so old. So, okay, here's the console. Here is what is on offer for pre-order, I believe right now, right? Or, I wasn't paying attention. I'm pretty sure you can pre-order now. Let me see. Yeah, there you go. Close. It says, check out. I ain't checking nothing out. Except for, these pictures and everything. So, this is Pac-Man. It's just fucking Pac-Man. The box looks pretty typical of the rest of the Atari stuff that's been coming out. I really dig this. I love how they're locking on to the original aesthetic of, in this case, the 7800. And I'm glad they're going with the color. And they're not cheaping out. And another, I was conflicted about this. So someone tell me in the comments. I'll get to you guys here in a second. I didn't notice the dots and the power pellets around the joystick. And though, yes, that is proper, but because of the Atari, I think the dashes would have looked better. Because, Atari 2600 Pac-Man had dashes. It had the dashes. But that's a wicked good little fun thing. You know what? Hold on. Let's go back a second. I want to look at something real quick. Let's go to their regular website. Let's, hardware. Where's the consoles and gamepads? Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. I want to see something. Here we go. I want to see something. Okay, no, they don't have the. I just wanted to double check to make sure they didn't have dots on their other ones. Chris, why don't you ever prepare for your bullshit? I don't know. Shut up. You keep coming here, so I don't want to fucking hear it. I don't want to hear it. But I think that's a great little. So it's not like you're just getting a yellow joystick. There is something special to it. It's got its own dies and all kinds of whatever. So the premium starts to look a little bit better once you start realizing there's a game that's going to be tossed in there. The special controller here. Plus, it's got the little doohickey on the top here. There's, Mr. Pac-Man. The only thing I would like to see them do is something in this package that has an eyeball. That's the one great thing about Pac-Man 2600. That's what I call it. Our Pac-Man has a fucking eyeball. Not even the real Pac-Man has an eyeball. So, anyone who doesn't like it, the poo-pooers can go poo-poo. So let me open this up. I'll get back to the chat here. A little disappointed in the joystick. Hope they'd be the ghost. Yeah, faces with the joystick on top. You know what? I could see that. That might be a little too expensive for what this is supposed to be. Because we're talking about, like I said, with the dots, you'd have to have a separate mold for that one piece. And tool and die and all that stuff takes years to get going and figuring out, you have to go through multiple revisions of your design. And I don't know if it would be financially viable for us to buy something like that, or if, I don't know, maybe cheap Chinese crap, whatever. But joysticks, darn you. Yeah, it's fine. I knew what you were talking about, but you're right. It would have been nice if they could at least print the ghosts on. I don't know. Hey, Alex, what's going on? He says, what's up, party people? Who is this for? Me. Yeah. I figured as much. Mr. Shaw says, I have the 2600 plus. But it's pretty sweet, and I may have to snatch one up. Right on, man. Right on. But if we all buy this, will Atari keep releasing custom Ataris? We will be discussing that. I was telling everyone I have a rundown of what we're going to be talking about. This is going to be like an actual show. I have like shit to talk about. I got shit to talk about. But I would like to see that. If not, I wouldn't mind taking it on, maybe a couple every 3 or 4 months. If somebody has one that's, all black and they want me to, or whatever, the wood grain one. Not the 7800 one. I mean, I guess I could do the 7800 plus, but we'll talk about that when we talk about that. Let me finish up with the comments here. 2600 Pac-Man can effing see. He can. He's got eyeballs. He's not going by sniffer, And he has one under. Yeah, he does have an underbite, right? Absolutely, Alex. All right, back to the screen. Excuse me a second. Let me itch my nose. And only because I don't know. I've had to take Sudafed all fucking week. I've been super congested. So this is the first time I'm looking at this. And what I'm seeing so far, I can already tell you personally, myself, even if I had the money, it's not going to happen for Atari games. I don't care how well you package them. I really don't. $170 for 4 cartridges. I don't care how many variations they have on them. Yeah, I'm just not paying that much. I mean, don't get me wrong. This is cool, but if you go back to my other video about the 2600 plus Pac-Man edition, one of the things I said in there is, if I can do it better, or if I can make it happen as well, is it worth it for me to purchase it? I know not a lot of people have the inclination or in some cases the skills. I mean, I don't think something like that would need skill. You just have to learn techniques, I could help you out. But creating our own, I could create an Orange Dig Dug cartridge. I could print up this label for my Atari Pac-Man. It's not going to have the 2 games. I'm going to assume this has the 2 games on it. Unless it's just a Pac-Man features. Here we go. Maybe it is just the Pac-Man on that one cartridge. I would have thought they would have put the one with the Oh no, it does say it right there. It does say it right there. My apologies, guys. My apologies. I'm not paying attention to the. I'm not paying attention to the fucking evidence. So I'm just gonna say right now, $170 for 4 games because they look pretty. No, I think Atari's reaching there. But you know what? People paid $1,000 for that big fucking collection. Yeah, people will spend money on this stuff. I know they will, and I won't belittle them. I won't belittle them. No, I just want to see the controller. I just want to... Oh, did I hit pre-order? I'm going to do that a lot, aren't I? So we got Blinky, the red guy, right? Yeah, it says Blinky right here. It says it right there. Oh, look at that. I don't know if that's a coincidence. Hold on. I'm going to have to see if that does that for the rest of them. Probably does. Phantom Fiction says, everything is sweet looking, but those prices. I know. Mr. Shaw says, I'm hoping with the Namco games coming, that means maybe a collaboration with Activision. I would love to see an Activision edition 2600. Did you know there is one out there? No, I'm sorry. That is... Well, no, Activision did have one that they put together. But a Magic. I've always wanted the Magic one. So rad. It's like a demo unit, to test just their games. They basically just do like a physical aesthetic change on an actual, VCS 2600. And it's made to look more like their product. And they were allowed to do that, I think, if they were just only kiosking their games. I can't remember what the deal is for that. But, all right, so red is one of my favorite colors. So, I mean, I can see myself getting this just to have a red joystick around here. And there was a question about if you could use this on your own console. And I believe you can. I believe it has a dongle. I believe it's a dongle dingle dangle. Yeah, there we go. There you go. Dingle dongle. You can stick it in your machine. Just stick it in. Stick it in. And look at this guy. Why is he mad? Why is he so pissed? He's being represented on one of the coolest controllers of all fucking time. Look at this miserable prick. Entitled Red Ghosts. But you know what? I have one little problem with a lot of this. I call them monsters. They were monsters when we were kids, right? Didn't the cabinet say that? They were monsters? I know they're shaped like ghosts, but have you unplugged it every time to update the firmware? Oh, here. I think if we don't... Let me go back. Rudolph, what's going on, buddy? Hernandez! I think if we don't see... on the Cat Fighter Arena, we'll definitely be seeing them on Crush Amigos. Oh my god. You have to unplug it every time to update the firmware. Oh, really? That's kind of fucky. But whatever. Alright, look at Inky. Inky's having a good time over here. Alright, is this going to be blue or red? It's going to be red. Alright, never mind. I thought maybe they did some tomfoolery there, but no, they're just using the red Atari aesthetic. I like this. I don't normally go for blue things, but this kind of reminds me of Boo Berries, and I liked Boo Berries. Boo Berries are my favorite of the monster cereals. But chime in. Growing up, did you call them monsters, or did you call them ghosts? I mean, I call them ghosts now because everyone else does. I hope this orange is a little bit more dark, I guess you would say. This looks too... I don't know. Too pumpkin-y, I suppose. I would like it a little darker. A little darker. But either way, I mean, he's Clyde, right? Orange? Yeah, Clyde. I can never remember their names, dudes. And dudettes. There's your little dingle-dongle. And look at Clyde. He's seen some shit, and he's tired. He's sick and tired. Sick and tired of his non-union gig. So you got this pink one here. That's for Pinky. Pinky the Stinky Dinky. And there's your Dingle Dongles. And look at that. Mwah. Her and Miss Pac-Man and Mr. Pac-Man need to I don't know, play Monopoly or something sometime. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. $40 for one of these, I think that's fine. I think that's right on par actually. Bam, bippity bam. But I could also see the pink one going to, I know a lot of young ladies who really love pink things. And I'm not trying to do a gender thing. Don't fucking come at me with that stupidity. But I do know a lot of people who like, their room's got fuzzy pink shit, and they have an Atari, why not? Why not get a couple of these to go with their Atari? Maybe they'll hire me to paint their Atari pink or something like that. And of course the yellow one, which comes with the console itself, but you can pick up. You can pick up a second for shits and giggles if you'd like to, make it a full system. I don't think, again, another $40. Now you're starting to talk about some big money for something like this, but it's fun, it's silly, and should you just want a little bit of everything, $199.95 plus shipping and a little bit of taxes to your door. I think if I really wanted to collect all these, $200 for the convenience of it all, sure, why not? Sure, why not? So now we got the games here, and there's really nothing more to talk about. I mean, it's Galaga, which I like. We all know I like Galaxian better. Clyde was always pumpkin orange, like the controller. I know. I just like a darker orange. I'm sorry. All right, let me go back so I'm in order here. Hey, what's up? I can never say this right. Is it Arcdove? Arcdove? I'm just going to say Arc. I still prefer the wired controllers. I have a lot of problem with wireless shit in my life, but that could be user error, You got to be a Mega Pac fan to drop that much money if they make the retro. Yeah, I know, absolutely. NES for the Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th. I'd probably buy one of those on pre-order. The NES Mini with the Friday the 13th or NES. Absolutely. Shouted those assholes got me when I was a kid. I shouted those assholes got me. You talk about with Atari 2600 Pac-Man? But, yeah. All right, let's get back. I hate drop-downs like that. Whoever designs websites like that, I'd like to speak very harsh words to you while doing this with my fucking finger. I am very interested in this if I don't get the console. I think it's just great that they're releasing this game, period. The Atari version of it, because they haven't been able to. But somehow, and I don't know if it was in the early days of maybe them getting together with Namco, but this bad Larry here has the Atari version of Pac-Man. It's just that stupid little, world's smallest crap. Yeah, I'll put it there and I'll put it back later. E.T.'s been playing that, actual E.T. Dig Dug, Xevious is Xevious. Is it 1700 Xevious? Absolutely. Does that bolt though? I'm curious now. Are they all doubles? No. I was curious if they had the 2600 and the 7800 on there. Just for shits and giggles, So here are the packs that you can buy. We've already seen the controller. So you could buy the console with all the games for $275. Holy shitskis. Or you could buy the console with all the controllers and no games, I guess. Will that still come with the Pac-Man game, though? $230? Okay, yes. You will still get double feature Pac-Man. If I were to buy any bundle, it would probably be this one here. If I, again, had the expendable cash, but for $435, plus taxes, plus shipping, you're looking at just about $500 for an Atari, 4 games, technically 5 games, and 5 controllers. I don't know. I need to hear from you guys. Do you think that's worth it? Do you think that's worth it? If you okay, I'd rather hear that from people who like this console and have either been thinking about it or are going to buy it. Do you think that large bundle is worth $500, shipped and everything? You know, all out the door, out the door. Me personally, no, I fucking don't. Not even a little bit. I know probably financially it is, you know, when you count all the stuffs and do the math and whatever the hell you want to call it. I think it would be worth it, but I don't know. That's just a lot of chunky change to buy everything I have literally right here next to me and a little bit more of a convenient package. That looks cool. I don't know. Buying just a console, maybe one extra controller, I think that's worth it. Again, you got to remember there's a premium to the branding of it. There's a premium to the different mold they're going to use for the controllers because of the dots and the power pellets. So you got to expect that. So do I think it's unreasonable they're asking $40 more? Maybe $30 would have been better. But you know what? No, I don't think it's unreasonable. Do I think it's worth it? To the right person, obviously. I mean, I guess that's kind of cheating out in a way. Cheating out in a way, but I think it's cool. I think it looks awesome. I think it fucking looks awesome. But again, I have to look at it and say to myself, could you, let's see if I can expand this image, hand paint this and make it look just as cool? And the answer is yes. I probably couldn't do it with all the characters and everything. But can you see a Berserk? You know, I should have mocked a few up. A Berserk one. Every other one of these lines is that blue and the rest of it's black. And then you have the little dudes and the robots down here. And you have the, you keep the panel black and you make these things blue. Whatever's yellow. I could totally see myself doing that if someone wants to commission it. This is honestly not me trying to get any kind of worker money or anything like that. But it is something I have to think about because I can do this shit. And if I do it seriously, I can make it look really nice and professional. I've done plenty of stuff like that in the past. I just don't have the gumption. And I just don't have the inclination to do it right now if it's not something that, you know, I'm not going to be spending money on it to not get anything out of it. So, I think overall, this is a really neat idea, and it opens up a doorway to very interesting things. And normally, I sit there and I say, I'm sick and fucking tired of these companies selling the same stupid shit and it's just a new pretty package. But I think this is the right way to go about it. And I know people will be pissed if they buy this and say a Berserk one comes out, or the one I would love to see, and if I were to do a custom one of these, my very first one would be Haunted House. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Haunted motherfucking house. Wrong one. Wrong video. Before I leave this and we just start chatting, I did want to go over this. I watched it already. Obviously, you can see that. Let me just make sure you can see it too.
We had Atari Japan.
But I didn't mention this at all, so I might as well just throw it in here. We're going to be getting some downloadable content for the Atari 50th. I didn't go too far into whatever this is. I don't know if it's the same situation where you can't put it on your actual console that the Atari 50 was originally for, or if I have to do it on my Steam or whatever. But I'm glad that the original Pac-Man is going to be in there, the 5200, the 8-bit computer version. This is rad. Galaxian.
I mean, this is really the breakthrough.
I think this is pretty cool too. So I can't wait to get my hands on it. Look at guys. Tell me you don't fucking miss those days. Look at the art. I love this Pac-Man dude with his wafer. I love that Pac-Man dude. I want him on a t-shirt. I'm sure someone makes it. But all right. Let's fight. So I am going to change some screens for me so I can see you guys in here perfectly. So yeah, honestly, the next thing on my agenda is to talk about custom ones. Space Invaders, Berserk, and Haunted House were the first three I wrote down here. In fact, not only were they the first three, they were the only three. But, let's see. Talk about consoles. Go with all options. We did that. We looked at all the things. Yeah, cool. Now we talk about wish fulfillment. What would you like Atari to do next? I mean, they just keep hitting it out of the park, and I know it's pissing people off, but it's also making them happy too. You know, I can't really be mad about this one. I'm just glad that Atari can publish their version of Pac-Man, and I know a lot of people hate it. I did a whole video about it. And my honest opinion, and I'll just sum it up with this one phrase, I don't think it was a bad game. I think people were just very disappointed. And it got labeled one of the worst games of all time. It plays like a Pac-Man style game. It doesn't look like the arcade. But you know the history of Atari. They forced everything out quick, and the rumors of it being the pre-rendering and all this stuff just to kind of get things situated, and they're like, fuck it, go with it. I don't know how true that is. I never really looked into that because I don't care. I love Atari 2600 Pac-Man. My sister loved it. She played the fuck out of it. So I am so happy that they're able to release it again, and it's being shown some actual love for those of us who do like it. I'm okay with people not liking the damn thing. But don't you dare tell anyone they're stupid for not hating it. I'm getting so tired of that mentality. So I say it in almost every video I make now. If you don't like it, that's fine. Let's have that discussion. But don't you dare fucking belittle anybody because they don't think like you. I'm getting so tired of that crap. So let's see what's going on here. I still prefer wired. Emma says, you gotta be a Mega Pac-Man. Alright, so we already got through that. Alan says, Clyde was always a pumpkin. Yep. Emma, Haunted House would look epic, right? Can you imagine? And it looks like Arc deleted their message. There's no censorship here. Unless you just change your mind on whatever it is you wrote. I don't mind cussing and all that stuff if somebody wants to cuss. But the Pac-Man edition does look awesome. But I'm imagining a Yard's Revenge edition. I never even thought of that. Yeah, you know what? I just so happen to have an Atari right here. As one should. I got a heavy sixer literally right behind me here. But yeah, can you picture it? Can you picture the screen here? Just print like the little code here. Have the fucking dealies here and the coattails and the fucking revenge yards and the or you could do it here and be boring and just keep doing the same stupid shit over and over again. I think it's cool. I think it's very cool, and I hope Atari is open to doing that. Though I think it will anger people. I really do. I think it's going to anger people because they'll be like, "Fuck, I like that one better, but I bought the last one." You're just trying to get my money. Well, yeah, that's. Why else would they be making this shit? Because they love Atari? We've already established they don't. Many years ago. So, I don't know. Let me ask the President Predicto. Hey, President Predicto, do you think Atari, if this sells well, will make other custom edition consoles? He always knows.
Not even a little bit. Not even 1%.
Go fuck your mother. I want more. I want more. But yeah, haunted house one. Actually, I'm gonna start really thinking about that. Maybe I'll just cheap out and buy a regular one. Figure out how to update the stupid fucking thing so I can play my cartridges. You know, I can play my little cartridges. and customize it myself. You know what? Maybe Atari will see it, and maybe they'll be like, you know what? Maybe there is a market for this. Maybe they'll see it and be like, no one watched this video. So, no, there isn't a fucking market for this. You know what? I'm looking right at my flux capacitor 2600, and if it wasn't in such an obnoxious place, I'd go grab that and make jokes about them making a Back to the Future edition, but nah, I guess not. Let's see. Atari needs to make a deal with Nintendo and re-release or rank mini console editions of Atari Donkey Kong, Mario Bros, or DK. You know what, dude? I don't think it would ever happen, but Nintendo does love their money, so I don't know. That's weird because, wait, no, I was going to say Coleco. Coleco published the Donkey Kong games. But I believe Atari was able to do that during the Maroon Label days. I know there's a Donkey Kong. I can't remember if there's a Donkey Kong Jr. or not. But either way, maybe Atari had a deal with them at a time. Maybe, I don't know. Would that still go through Coleco? Sorry, guys. My nose is still super itchy. I've been taking Sudafed and shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. Alright, Atari does not own the exclusive rights to yellow paint. But if I owned a Darth Vader 2600, I would paint it yellow. Yeah, I'm just going to call you Base. Because I have no idea. A Base Lay Selly? I don't know. So please forgive me for being stupid. But Base, yeah. No, dude, totally. I'm under the same impression that if I can make it happen better, I'd rather just do that. But yeah, I don't know. There's 100 different ways we can go about this. I really would like, and this is going to satisfy a few of you cats. I really want them to focus on the television now. I think they've taken care of the Atari cats, even though, I mean, it is their brand name now, right? But honestly, and I think it would take about 1.5 to 2 years. 1.5 to 2 years to make it happen, you know. But I would, and hopefully they had already started. They had already started once they acquired the license, and the Plus line of products started, you know, being punched out. So hopefully they've already started. Everyone keeps talking about the controller, and maybe that would be expensive. And I could totally see that being the case. It might be a little bit more money than what we... It might even bring it closer to 200. Because you would have to pack in 2 controllers. You would have to make it at least look like the original console with the 2 controllers in it. You can make the controller a little smaller. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. I just know I would love a more convenient way to play my television for you guys. HDMI. And hopefully the RTO Pi Flash 2, whatever it is, that I have, that was graciously given to me by the Intellivision Gamer. And we're going to talk about him in a minute, because I'm leading up to that. I'm hoping that would work on it too. Has anyone tried... Tell me in the comments, the Harmony card. I know everyone's tried it. Does that work with the Plus consoles? I can't imagine it would. I don't know. Would the synth cart work with the Plus console? I don't need HDMI to make noise, but it'd be fun to try it. But I don't know. There's 100. I want a haunted house one now. Yar's Revenge would probably be second. Be nice if we could get a Space Invaders one. Oh, yeah, boy. Hey, Papa Brad's Gaming. We were talking about you. I got your channel linked at the top. Everyone go to the top pinned comment. And go subscribe to them. Go subscribe to them. Hello, gamers. What's happening, Atari Creep? Emma says, hey, Papa. I don't think I would. You don't think you would? Think you would what? It uses emulation. Oh, you don't think it would work on that? Yeah, you're right. You're 100% correct. I'm not good when it comes to software, so I wouldn't know shit from Shinola. Yeah, we've accomplished all of my goals today. All of my goals, and if anyone's missed it, they can watch the rest in replay. But yeah, Papa, I was telling people about your not only your channel, but your premiere today, which I apologize I missed, but I did catch it in a replay, and I'm sending people to you, which is kind of funny because I have under 3,000 subs and you have 40,000. I don't know what someone with a channel like that wants with my material, but you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to using what you need to use, and that's extended to anybody. I mean, I've never had a problem with people using my stuff. You know, I suppose the only time I would care about that is if you literally just ripped my video and re-upload it without any purpose of commentary or criticism, or to point something out and to make a point. You know, if you're doing something with the video, I don't care. Go ahead and use whatever the fuck you want. In any way, even if it's for ridicule. Just don't re-upload anything of mine with... And I'm not saying this to you, Papa. I'm saying this to everybody. Just literally just re-uploading the video. You have to have some kind of commentary for it. I have 2 Atari Plus consoles. The Harmony card. Yep. I don't have a Harmony card, unfortunately. The only 2 cards I do have is I have the... it's called the Pi... It's right here. It's right here. The Pi RTO2 flash cart for the Intellivision. We were just talking about that. The Intellivision gamer was rad enough to send this over to me, so I took care of him and got him a couple of the thumb buddies and a few other little goodies, you know. And I also have one for my Sega Genesis. But that has Master System, SG-1000, and Genesis games, 32X, and I believe there are Sega CD games on that. I can't remember. You guys will probably remember more than I ever fucking would. But those are the only 2 I have. I need to get one for everything I technically play. You know, I don't have a lot of hardware anymore. I don't have a lot of hardware. I got a fuck ton of Atari games, consoles, and stuff from that period, but I don't have the walls and walls of games like I used to. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I don't need to be dusting all that crap. Thank you. I love your content. I genuinely appreciate that, man. Thank you. Space Invaders would be so fucking great. Absolutely, Emma. Absolutely. I have 3 channels. I will make sure I am subbed with all 3. Oh, you don't have to do that. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I kind of gave up on asking you guys to get me to 10,000 by the end of the year. It's just not happening. So, I mean, if you want to help me do that, by all means, hit that subscribe button. But I don't ever beg for subscriptions or any of that crap. But it would be nice to see the channel finally actually do something. This is cool. I never had an Intellivision. You never had an Intellivision, huh? Intellivision is a really great system. There's a lot of fuckery you have to get through to enjoy it. Not quite like a 5200. But the Intellivision is a fun journey. It's a real fun journey. And I feel grateful that the Intellivision community has embraced me. Especially since the whole Amico thing. And I'm learning from a lot of them. And they're encouraging my growth on my journey with Intellivision. I would recommend finding a cheap console and just grab a handful of games. They're not expensive. I think it's pretty rad. I do have a plug-and-play around here. So I suppose I wouldn't mind giving you, but I don't know if I would give that fucking thing to my worst enemy. You know? Oh, man. Richie Skull says, I just realized you are in the studio. Right on me. Yeah, it's not that hot today. I got a fan blowing underneath the table. I'm trying to be in here more, but again, when the weather's harsh in either way, this room has zero climate control. It's literally a sunroom. It's the second floor porch. It's a good size room, but the house is kind of doing this too. So like the table's at an angle. I have you actually on a tripod for painting, an easel, a little mini easel from Five Below, and I have it laying flat with the thing that the canvas would go on. So the laptop is angled upward to keep it flat, because the table's angled like this, because nothing I have is fucking worth dick. But we make it work, and it's fun, and I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. A fuck ton. Proper, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Papa says, it would be cool if people started making their own custom painting mods. Like you said, imagine Berserk. Berserk was one of the ones we were talking about earlier. Absolutely. I would love to see... You know what? Maybe what I'll do is I'll get my hands on one. And maybe I will start in the building community, a lot of times we'll do a community build. And I would love to create a playlist for everyone to put their video in, making their own custom plus console. That would be cool. That would be cool. Mark yells out, Amico. Yeah. Yay. Your studio is like my pad. Shit's hella wonky. Yeah, dude. Everything here is wonky. This house is fucking old as dirt, you know. We don't have new houses. Well, we do. But the Boston area, very rarely do you have a house that's... Well, I mean, I suppose mid-century. There's a handful of stuff from the 70s and early 80s. A lot of split-level houses from the 80s. Oh, my God. Everybody had those fucking things. But like in other towns. But... Yeah, I don't know. I want to show you guys something really cool, Pac-Man related. I was talking to my buddy DJ C about this. It says Pac-Man's got a big birthday coming up. I thought I'd bring this out and show it to you. We did a video about this. Some company, it just says B2C Europe. I don't know. Reached out to me and said, hey, we're going to send you out a press kit for the Pac-Man tabletop. Cook and Becker, the next gen art, Waka Waka Waka. You know, it says it right there. It's a coffee table book. It's one of those big fucking obnoxious books that everyone buys. Never does anything with it. I got to be very careful here because I got a can of soda that's very easily going to be knocked over. So I have the original mailer box, which is what you're just looking at. But it's this thing. Does anybody remember this? We did a whole video on it. I didn't. What? You know what? The Atari Pac-Man could have looked like this. He almost looked round. Get over it. I don't think I've looked at this since I put it back together. It's pretty cool, right? It's got the glitch screen, and then you get the classic arcade thing. And it came with, of course, the book. It came with the book that goes over all the stuffs with Pac-Man. You know, the different cabinets, and it still smells good. You know, the Pac-Man, all that crap. It's got Pac-Man. And also, there was a supplemental thing that pulls out. Doesn't sound manly to me, but fuck it, we pulled it out. It came with a coin, a copy of Pac-Man Fever on vinyl. I believe it's yellow. I would hope so. So there's the front, there's the back, or the front and the back, I don't know. And there's the 45. Some of you younger cats probably have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about here. But, you know, it's Pac-Man Fever. You know the song. You know the song. And here's the inside. It's got like, this is where the record slots into. It's recessed. And it's got this dude here hanging out with Pac-Man. And that's the coin. I'm not pulling it out. But I've had this just sitting around since that video. And maybe we'll do some kind of a giveaway for it. And tie that into the Alzheimer's Association. Do one of those, you know, if you donate before this time, you'll be entered in a drawing for it. Looks like the corner got a little banged up. I don't know how that fucking happened, but I have no idea how that would have happened. It's literally been in this box since I put it away. So maybe that'll come down the pipe here soon. We do need to start getting on the Alzheimer's Association. I don't think I'll do a T-shirt this year, unless I can get 4 sponsors minimum. I don't think I'm going to do a T-shirt this year. But the link is pretty easy to find. You can just scan that fucking thing, or down below. There's always the link there. It goes directly to the Alzheimer's Association. I don't see a dime of it. Doesn't go through my hands at all, and that's how I prefer it, especially after, you know, fairly recent events. But it is what it is. Your studio's like my pad. Okay, man, the Pac-Man graphic is rad, isn't it? Isn't it? Dude, that book's cool, Richie says. Pac-Man is square now. Smell it. Oh, I did, man. I love the smell of books, old and new. The coin, man, that's cool. The coin is really cool. Papa Brad says, wow. Mark Lichman says, that's one hell of a set, especially with the Pac-Man Fever single. I know, right? And I don't know. I don't know if they sold it like this, or if this is literally just a press release kit or something like that. Guys, I have no idea how it ended up in my fucking hands. I really don't. I just got the email saying, hey. And maybe it's because I reviewed The Art of Atari, which I did purchase on my own. Maybe it's because I reviewed that. They saw that and were like, hey, we liked it. Because I didn't show too much of the book either, you know, because it's a book. I don't want to spoil the fun for everybody. So that's really all there is to that. Richie says, props to the heads that put that together. Absolutely. What was the first Atari game you played? Mine was Space Invaders. It is probably... I don't remember. I have to be perfectly... I was born in 75, and I don't remember having one until around 81, 82. 81-ish, I think. Maybe even 80. Maybe even 80. We had the Heavy Six of Sears telegames, and all the original games I have in this very special lot over here. And one of them was, of course, Space Invaders. But because we had the Sears telegames, it also had the air-sea battle, you know? Target Fun. So I'm not sure if Target Fun or Space Invaders was my first game, but it was definitely one of those two. It was definitely one of those two. And then shortly after, we ended up with Pac-Man and E.T., same Christmas. And eventually I got Journey Escape and Astro Blast. And that was pretty much my whole collection. Yeah. Space Invaders, Target Fun, Pac-Man. Yep. It's all there. It's all there. And I think we had Combat too, but we don't talk about Combat. Cause you're cool, bro. Cause you're cool. I'm cool, I guess. I don't know. Am I cool? But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was either Space Invaders or Air Sea Battle. Oh, Target Fun 2600. Yeah, that's really it. But yeah, we might do this might be the first giveaway. And just to prepare you, it'll probably be like anyone who donates, like, say, like $20 or more between this time period will be put into a thing, and we'll do a live giveaway. I'm going to maybe reach out to a couple local joints to see if I can't get anything going on with that. A company that I've been courting with to work for, I've been going through their process. I've had to fill out multiple applications for security clearance from the defense secretary. So it's one of those kind of fucking jobs. And they also sponsor the Alzheimer's walk. So I'm kind of hoping that I can integrate all that in it. But I'll find the wall with the door in it. All my friends had Atari 2600 as a kid. You know, most of my friends did too. They all had one of those. I was the guy who had the Nintendo eventually. My other buddy had a couple of Ataris, a Coleco, and he had the Atom system, which was separate from, you know, the ColecoVision, and he had a Master System. And then my friend Tammy, her brothers, had the Intellivision, but it was always behind a locked door, so I very rarely got my hands on one. And that's another reason why I'm excited to explore it today. I love the Intellivision. So Atari, get the fuck on it, bro. Get on it. Get on it. Even if it's a plug-and-play thing. Even if it's not something that takes cartridges just to test the waters, you know? Blaze Entertainment. They made all kinds of just crap for Atari. Let's see where we can go with it, you know? There was a really great discussion. We were talking about the Intellivision Gamer with the flash card. On his channel last night, I believe it was. Yeah, he had a really good panel. He had Brian's Man Cave. Really good dude. Really good dude. He had Chuck DJC. I believe Mike Gaming Gallo was there. God, my memory's so fucked. And, of course, him. And they discussed all of this, and they came up with, their scenario for Television Plus or what have you. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm 50-50 on if they'll even do it. I think, if anything, they'll release games. Whether it be cartridge, I don't think so. And television's tough. Because it's a fantastic system. But it just doesn't have the name recognition as Atari and Nintendo and even Coleco in a lot of cases. But I actually went to look for my broken Coleco to see if I can't get it going. I don't know where it is. I have no idea what the fuck happened to it. I might have gotten rid of it because it was broken. I got rid of a lot of stuff a few years ago, so I don't know. We'll see. But I'm trying to get a ColecoVision thing going here. I got a buddy of mine who says he has one, an old high school pal, but I don't know. I'm kind of holding out for him so I can give him the money. But we'll see. So unless anyone else has anything more that they want to throw in, I think I'm going to call it at that. I mean, do I have a controller here? I don't have anything I can play an actual game of Pac-Man with. So, yeah, that's it, man. The Atari 2600 Plus Pac-Man Edition. Atari X. Atari X. I dig. Have you still got that E.T. finger? Got it right here. You bet. Dude, when I said this was a grail item, for me, this is like prime. This is the top. This is the top of my collection. And not like for any bragging rights or anything, but because this was one of my favorite toys as a little kid. And then they just disappeared because it looks like a prick. And here I am, little 1982 Chris, running around with this E.T. finger on me. And people are just like laughing and shit. But not only that, Richie, I still have all those stickers that you sent. I still have the stickers too with all my E.T. stuff. I got a little shelf here. Oh, wait a minute. This is from you as well, isn't it? Isn't it? Hold on. Let's see. Oh, he still works really well. Oh, maybe not as well as I... But yeah, I still have this guy. I just knocked everything over. He was holding everything up. Oh, E.T. Yeah, I have E.T. for the Atari. I already mentioned that. You know what I do have? That's E.T. related. Everything's fucking falling down now. Do you remember these little candy things? I still have the candy in it. I loved these. I had a ton of these in my house when I was a kid. And these are hard to find without being dented. This was a cheap, a cheap blow mold thing. But I don't remember where I got this. It might have been on the Facebook Marketplace, dirt cheap. But I got an E.T. NECA figure. I got a stupid Funko fucking pop. And I have an E.T. He-Man figure that I put together. Oh, excuse me. I'm sure you guys have all seen at some point. I love Frankenstein. I saw you have Frankenstein mask. I am obsessed with Frankenstein's monster. I have the mask. I have a stuffed head. I have a lot of Frankenstein figures in here. I got an 18-inch model kit that my buddy put together here. I got the NECA figure. I have the Toonie Terrors. God damn, I got so much Frankenstein's monster shit. Where I normally do my videos in the dining room, I got a giant Frankenstein's monster head. I got a bunch of... Do you remember in the 90s there was like the Halloween one where he was sitting in an electric chair and if you walked by, he just... Oh! It was obnoxious. I got one of those there. I got a big Frank doll, or remember him? Fix me! You can open his chest and fuck with them. But yeah, I like Frankenstein. No, as a matter of fact, I just got my daughter to buy the book, Frankenstein. And I'm really excited to have her read it. Mainly because it's a fantastic literary product that was done by a woman in a time where that kind of thing wasn't, a deal. And on top of that, I think she'll really identify with its themes, never mind the scariness of it all. Yes, that's how I know you are legit. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. There is, I wish I could remember the name of the studio. But there's a dude who, he creates physical and, he creates physical things. I don't know how else to describe it. But a lot of it's like die-cut decorations like we used to get for like Halloween and Thanksgiving and stuff. And they're in that vintage vein. But does anybody remember this guy? It was like I think it was a 5-foot cardboard one with the arms that had the rivets in them that you could do this with. Well, he decided to make a bunch of models of them. And I never finished painting it. But I got this guy too. Pretty badass stuff. Really badass. But one of these days, I'll get it to you. I've got a grip of ET stuff. No, dude. Nah, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. No need to stress anything. As a matter of fact, you remember Alien Chase? I still have that. I'm looking right at it. When you sent over Alien Chase. That's a pretty fun little tabletop game, but yeah, man. So, with that, everybody, I hope you're all doing well. I hope your midweek is finding you well. And, yay, Pac-Man. 45 fucking years of Pac-Man. Rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. And, of course, my buddy Steve, who passed away. A local police officer. And another one of my friends I went to high school with. She passed away. So, sucks. Bad week. Oh, and Theo Hustable. What is it, Malcolm Jamal Warner, whatever the fuck? He's gone. He's gone too. We're getting old, guys. Time's running out. So wherever in the world you are, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, you're very welcome, Papa. He says, thanks for streaming. Thanks for streaming. And thank you so much for including my material in one of your videos. 40,000 subs. I'll have a few eyeballs on it, and they'll come over here, and then they'll come back to you and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Stay away from people like that. Didn't your mommy ever teach you? But, no, in all honesty, I do appreciate it. I really do. And guys, yeah, we got some exciting stuff coming up as far as with the Atari and all that. And, maybe we'll do some custom stuff. Oh, I finally got a Dremel. My landlord had like a little 2-speed job one, and he's just like, look, I don't need it. Here, just take it. I went to borrow it. We are going to start working on the Indy 500 peripheral driving controller, the giant monstrosity for the Atari 2600 peripheral that never came to be. We will finally be finishing that, and I know some people are really excited. Really excited. So, and I'm excited too. And I hope you're looking forward to that. So we're finally going to get that going. And that's it, guys. So wherever in the world you are, I know I already said it. I hope you're doing well. I can't say that enough. Thank you always so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. If you haven't hit subscribe, please do. Please do. I would genuinely appreciate it. But if you don't, just be part of the conversation. That's all I ask. And until next time, take care, creep it real, and bye-bye.